up, YouTube? You guys already saw me do the vlog. I did a vlog. Decided to finally talk about a lie. I'm at work right now. In case y'all did not know. So y'all are not going to see me work at the same place all the time. All I do is write down license plates. And the very first security job was me working at Ally Universal. I worked at Ally from December. I think it was like the first week of December or something like that. I started, my homegirls put me on because her dad was working for Ally for like 15 years. And she was like, you know, I needed a job and stuff like that because this is when I got fresh out of high school. I was in college at the time. I was like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck. I gotta get out of my people's house. Plus, I just, naturally, I don't like being rushed to do stuff. I don't like being told what to do. Like, I would rather work in an environment that's not as rushed. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind being rushed, but all throughout the whole entire 8 hours, no. Like, I need a chance to relax, take breaks and stuff. It's not because I'm lazy. It's just some stuff is not worth the money. I'm $10 an hour, and you sitting over here busting your ass making sandwiches, bro. You should be making way more than that. It was a very hard time for me. You know, I was living in a very toxic household. I wanted to get and live my life. I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. I wanted to go out. I wanted to basically have my own freedom. Like, at my people's house, I had literally no freedom. I had no alone time. I couldn't do anything. Like, ever since time I was in my room, y'all, even if I was in my room for 30 minutes, my mom would constantly come in my room and try to talk my ear off. Like, my mom was obsessed with always coming in my room, always trying to see what I'm doing, trying to talk to me. So we had no personal space in that house like that. Now, I'm not going to say my parents were the worst ever, but they definitely did some things that, you know, they shouldn't have done, and I'm pretty sure they lived and learned from it and realized certain things as well. There was a lot of stuff that I was just dealing with at the time. I needed a job, a quick job as well. My friend was like, you know, they'll hire you with a record. Sir, I've worked at different places, gas stations, you know. I worked at merchandise places like a Walmart and et cetera, et cetera. I've worked at different places, and I worked for different types of things. And personally, yeah. So that's how I got to the security field. It was like no ifs, ands, and buts about it. So I got hired. As soon as I got hired, they said, okay, we're going to have to do the training process. So, yeah, they did all that, y'all, in one day, like, while I was there. They did the drug test. They had a mouth swab. They had me write down a whole bunch of questions, a whole bunch of tax forms. And then they did the background check. And they just do, like, a assessment. Had to watch a video and then answer a bunch of questions. No windows in the room. So as soon as the teacher walked out, everybody took out their phones and started cheating. I got my security guard license like 2 weeks later, or 4 weeks later, whatever. I'm gonna have to go pick up my uniform. I waited 3 weeks, and she finally told, and this was, because like I said, y'all, I went in the beginning of December. I got it, and then after that, I still had to wait until like middle of January for me to get a job. Like, after I got my uniform, I had to wait a whole another 3 weeks. So now, don't get me wrong. This is my personal pro and cons to Ally. I feel like the pros are good sites, because not every security company you work for got good sites you can work. So wherever they put you at as a security guard, you know, all depends on the security company. I like the places that they put me because they have a lot of contracts. She barely would text me, barely would call me. All the time I worked there, never even saw her in person. She just texted me after I got my uniform. She was like, she asked me what days am I available. I told her. Boom. She sent me my first job. She was just texting me. She was like, I need you to work here, this location, this time. All you do is you do this, that, and the third. That was really what was going on. That I didn't have to see my manager or deal with her popping up. That's another con to Ally. We'll do pop-ups like crazy. And the people that was popping up on me was not my manager. It was random people that I never seen a day in my life. Like, one time I was at work. I was working an office job, and this dude popped up. He was bald and everything. I'm like, bro, my manager is a female, so who the fuck are you? So he comes up. He talks to me. He's like, where's your security license? I'm like, oh, shit. This got to be, like, the top-notch people that be checking people's security licenses and shit. I found out he worked for Ally. He one of the supervisors. He was like, they be asking me to check on people at posts and make sure y'all doing the right stuff and make sure y'all looking right. So he told me my outfit was completely wrong. I got it buttoned up wrong. He told me that I was supposed to wear a tie. So he went to go get a tie, tied it on me. He's gonna have to order me another tie and stuff like that. I'm sitting over here like, nigga, I ain't never got a tie before. I shouldn't have to wear a tie. I don't even know how to put a tie on. And then with Ally, you got different outfits. So with Ally, sometimes you can have black uniforms, sometimes you can have white uniforms, and like, I don't know, do you have different types of uniform as well? Because certain sites, they want you to dress a certain way. Guys underneath their contracts are very strict. And like, they expect you to be like a top-notch security guard. Like, nigga, if you want a top-notch security guard, get them armed officers. What the fuck? Some of these people want you to do shit that they own employees should be doing, and you putting that on the security guard. Like, for some odd reason, it's not allowing me to get, and I called them and they left me on hold for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try to figure it out and post like a part 2 of this video so y'all can see later on in the future how much I made from Ally. You know, the pro, you get paid every week. Some people weren't getting their paychecks, they was getting their paychecks shortened. I actually was friends with somebody whose paycheck was always being short, and I was friends with somebody whose paycheck never showed like twice, and I never had that. So don't take what everybody says about Ally so deeply, because not everybody's experience is the same. It really depends on the manager that you have. So when people are talking bad about Ally, just ask them, like, who was your manager? You know, me, like I said, the manager I had, she was extremely cool. I had no problems with her. The only thing was, every single time, like if I denied like 2 posts or 2 jobs, she would try to get on my ass talking about you need to have some type of hours, this, that, and the third. Shut the fuck up. Like Rod Wave said, what do you say? Scary. They're snitches. A lot of people that work for Ally are either super young, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, or they really old. They like fucking past 35, or yeah, past 30 or 35. Every single person I met at Ally was always older than me. I have never met somebody at Ally that was younger than me or the same age as me. Every single person I met at Ally working there was always older than me. Every single time. You know, I love the amount that I was making and shit. I like that, you know, I can get overtime if I wanted. You know, I didn't really have no problems. Most of the posts that they had me working at were the most easiest ones. Now, they did have me work at a bank or like a loan place, and people were always talking shit about me. They was like, what is she gonna do? She's not gonna protect this place, this, that, and the third. People don't understand the principle of being a security guard. If you're a security guard, you're not here to protect people. You're here to protect the building, and people don't understand that. I'm here to just call the cops on the bad guys. I'm not here to arrest people. I'm not here to shoot people. I'm not here to save nobody. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. You know, goes hand in hand like that. To y'all some of the reviews with Ally, different people's assumptions and everything. But yeah, I worked there for a good little year. I had to stop working there because I went through some shit with my ex. And he broke both of my phones, so I literally had no way of a GPS. I had no way to get to work. I had no way to contact my manager. I had no way to contact employees. Or coworkers, whatever the case may be. I had no way to really do anything, so I had to stop going to work. So basically, I quit. It's just I had to, though. So I'm about to read the reviews to y'all right now. Some of these reviews are recent. Some of the reviews are old. I like the weekly check. Oh yeah, like one of the old, like a lot of old people that I was working with, bro, y'all, they would be snitches. Beware of people at Ally. A lot of people will snitch on you to get you fired or to get closer to the manager and shit. Some people will literally befriend you, figure you out, and then tell the manager a bunch of bad shit and then get you fired, you know. And the people will snitch. They'll be like, oh, this person keeps coming in 20 minutes late. Like these old folks, they will snitch on you, bro. If you smoking at work, if you're doing illegal stuff, if you like doing certain things and shit, yes, they will definitely snitch on you. They love talking as well. That's why I can't deal with working with older people. They love to fucking talk, and me, I'm antisocial. So when you're around somebody I understand why they love to talk. I'm not hating somebody that loves to talk, because sometimes I do like to talk too, but we all have our fucking moments. And me, I'm the type of person when I'm at work, I'm here to work. I'm not here to conversate with you. The only time it's acceptable for somebody to conversate with me is if it's like stuff like that is like knowledgeable for me, you know, or something about money or something like that. Other than that, I really do not give a fuck what the fuck you talking about. Like, I'm here to focus on me, you know, and shit like that. And you got motherfuckers that'll sit here and talk to you throughout your whole shift. Like, can I sit here and have a peace of mind? Can I sit here and listen to my own thoughts for 5 seconds without you continuously talking? And old people, they the type where you can sit here and be dry. You can sit here and stop replying to them and be quiet, and they still gonna keep going. They still gonna keep going. They still gonna keep going. So even when they peep, you're not fucking with them. So that's the most annoying part, I would say. They talk my ears off. It was kind of annoying. I met this old lady at one of the places I worked at, and she was one of my coworkers. And she told me a story. Let me tell y'all so y'all can, I guess, understand. But she was like, my son, he was into the internet. He was really big on Facebook. Like, he was so friendly. He know everybody, this, that, and the third. He started coming up and making a bunch of money. So he started posting his money all over the place. He started posting money on the bed. He started posting bankrolls like this. Like, he started posting his money and all that type of stuff, spreading and stuff. And he had like 2 kids and a baby mama, and they lived together, whatever. So some people were stalking him online, I guess. And he said, like, she told me that he don't even know these people, but they were stalking him on his Facebook. Like, I guess they added him as a friend on Facebook, and he didn't know who the fuck they were. So she was just telling me this, y'all, to like basically inform me about how life is and how people are. So she was like, they was they was stalking him for some time, because they figured out where he lived at, and they found and they followed him home one day. And she was like, the person found where he lived at, followed him home into his apartment, waited till he opened up the door and walked in, and then like punched the door in, started telling everybody get on the ground with guns in their face, telling the kids to lay down, said, I'm gonna shoot your kids if you don't give me the money. So boom, he had to give the person the money and stuff like that, and he was gonna shoot his kids or whatever. He pistol whipped them instead, and then left. And she was like, thank God, like, he stayed alive, you know, and shit like that. Because imagine if he didn't give him the money, or he didn't have none at the house. Like, if he moved it or whatever the case may be, you know, he don't brag about stuff that he has, you know. And it's like a horrible experience, especially as kids, for you to grow up watching, you know, people break into your house with guns and trying to take all your money and pistol whipping everybody. Because I think she told me they pistol whipped everybody. And it was a group of people. It wasn't one dude or 2 dudes. It was literally like 4 or 5. And they showed their face. So they was talking about how they was going to kill him, stuff like that, because they saw their face, this, that, and the third. So just a little backstory for y'all. It's like old people, they just want to open up and tell me stuff that I never asked about. They tell me their whole life story. And it's cool sometimes, but every single day, that's fucking annoying. I'm sorry. I don't sit here and express my life story every single day to people I don't even know. Like, yeah, I do that for YouTube, but that's only because I be trying to start a movement. I want people to understand that it's okay to be fucked up in the head. You know, it's okay to go through fucked up shit. Get paid. They hire anybody. That's what I said in the beginning. They hire any fucking body, bro. They hire anybody. I would go back and work with them. Like, maybe if I stop working at this place, I might go see if I can work back there, maybe as like a last option or a last resort. Enjoy working for the company. Pay weekly. Good supervisors. Not good pay if you're an officer. A lot of turnover. Depends on your background and what position you're working for. You can get a good accountant or a bad. Yep. Didn't have any issues. It depends on your account manager and where you're placed. Have a lot of accounts, so finding a site is not that hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's very easy to get jobs as a security officer, but like I said, it just depends on the company you are working for. Make sure y'all work for a company that has a bunch of sites and contracts. You can tell people if you want to work at hospitals, you want to work at a church, you want to work at an office, you want to work at a warehouse, you want to work at a gas station, you want to work at a club. But I denied multiple places. I've denied working at the mall because Ally used to always try to get me to work at the mall. All the fucking time. And I don't want to work anywhere where I have to chase somebody or where it's more than likely bound to happen. I would rather work at posts where it's iffy. You know, I'd rather work somewhere where it's like, oh, stuff don't really happen over here. I'd rather work at a post where stuff don't really happen than work at a place where somebody doing something every single day. You working at a mall, I'm sorry, but that's common sense. Somebody's stealing probably every fucking day. I don't got time for that bullshit. Management sucks, and sometimes they mess up your paycheck, but other than that, everybody's friendly. This company for me is to understand its business for clients. Ally employees' mission is to provide unparalleled services, systems. Okay, I don't give a fuck. very micromanaged. Paychecks are always late or short, always being micromanaged, and etc. Didn't like the overall experience while I worked there. Some days are good and some days are bad. That is true. Every other security place I worked at, y'all, after this, because I worked at 3 other companies after this, including this one. I worked at Peace of Mind Security, I worked at Marksman Smith, I worked at this one, and I worked at Cambridge International. So I worked at 4 different ones after Ally. And I'm going to tell you that every single one that I worked at after Ally, bro, I have never dealt with a coworker or a manager micromanaging me. Like, looking over my shoulder, watching me the whole entire shift. I never had that. Like, sorry, never had that. But I had that at Ally. I'm not gonna lie, I left that part out because I forgot to even think about that shit. But you are micromanaged at Ally. I remember, like, at every place I worked at, people was always complaining about everything I did. Like, the building manager at Ally, I don't know what it is, but half the time, y'all, when they have contracts for all these different places and stuff, usually the building managers are watching the cameras, like, hawking like a motherfucker. I think it's because Ally already has, like, probably a bad reputation or something, and that's why they, like, micromanage their employees all the time. But I got micromanaged through security cameras all the fucking time. Like, oh, the person's watching you on the cameras, or at Ally, sometimes it'll be like the other security guards, like, if they're training me, the other security guards are going to micromanage me, and it's going to be annoying. Then you got employees that micromanage you. And I feel like me working for Ally, the employees, like, let's say if I'm working at this place, right? I'm working right now, y'all. I'm at a warehouse, a gasoline warehouse, okay? So let's say I'm working here for Ally. And what I mean by the employees micromanage is everybody that's working here that's not a security guard. You feel me? The people that's coming in and out with the gasoline trucks, unloading gas, and, you know, whatever case may be. And then it's a human resource building right there. So the people that work for human resources and shit, you feel me? So I'm talking about these type of employees. The employees that are in the warehouse right now unloading stuff out the truck. You feel me? Them type of people, they micromanage the fuck out of Ally employees, bro. Like, I was getting micromanaged by people that work at the building that are not security guards, and they would tell me, they would talk shit, they would tell me things, or they would snitch to my manager. So I don't have time for that shit, bro. I really don't. I'm sorry. The person that owns the building, y'all, would pop up on the security officer almost every single day at different times, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm sorry, that's doing too much. At that point, if you gotta watch people that fucking hard, bro, you need to damn near be the security guard then, because you wasting your time. Good opportunities if you are a good worker. I like the independence. I worked in an office building. I help people with directions, troubleshooting, and surveillance with business. There are so many different types of people. All of them are nice. It says pros, quiet, cons, short breaks. That's what I hate about Ally too. With Ally, I really didn't like it because they were not lenient. I heard knocking, y'all. They were not lenient when it came to breaks. Like, I remember one of the posts that I worked at Ally that had a firefighter on one of the, because it was an office building. They had firefighters on one floor, and they had a green card court, like immigration court, on another floor and stuff like that. So one of the posts, I asked how long was my break for. He said an hour. He said you get an hour break at this post. And a lot of the posts that I worked at for Ally, I never had a 1 hour post. That was the only post I ever had a 1 hour lunch break for Ally. Every other break that I had for Ally was always a 30-minute lunch break or 15. Like, a lot of the times I would have 15 or 30-minute breaks, and I didn't like that either, because I feel like as a security guard, especially since half the time for Ally, that's another reason why I hated Ally too. That's another con. They are pros. Okay, Ally Universal, y'all. If you work there, they are pros at getting you to work longer than 8 hours. Okay, 9 times out of 10, you will not be working 8 hours. Like, every single time I was at a post at Ally, for some odd reason, the fucking person that was to relieve me was always coming late or never showed up. Like, one of the office buildings that I worked at that I told y'all had like 8 floors and I thought was haunted, because I would hear people walking upstairs or I would hear people talking. I would always have to work Sometimes I would get off work for 8 hours. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they might have you work a good 8-hour shift, but it's rare. I'm telling you, it's rare. It's gonna be like probably one time a week, maybe a couple of times a month will you work an 8-hour shift. Half the time, your coworker that's coming to come relieve you is gonna take like a 30-minute, hour long time. They might come 3 hours later. They might not even show up. Like a lot of times when me working at that haunted office building, y'all, my coworker that was supposed to relieve me was always fucking late or just never showed up. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, this girl was always coming an hour, 2 hours late, and it used to irritate the fuck out of me because when you work overnight, once that sun come up, you ready to go. You ready to go home. I think it was 2 times where that girl did not show up and they didn't have nobody else coming in, bro. So I had to work a double shift. I had to work a whole nother 8-hour shift. And I've done that twice working at that house. So that is true. Like, most of the time, most of my shifts were always 9-10-hour shifts. I was never getting no 8-hour shift. So that's the only con I would say. And I feel like, personally, if you're working longer than 8 hours, honestly, they should definitely give you longer than a 30-minute break. I should definitely get an hour break, and you can't be mad about that. First event to staff, impossible conditions and contrary instructions. That is true, bro. Good people walk off the job. Simple common sense would be nice. Employees need bathroom breaks, shelter from the sun. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes with Ally, they did not give a fuck, bro. They have you working in bad weather conditions. It's like, with Ally, I think I was working a 12-hour shift maybe 2 times a week. At least twice a week I was working a 12-hour shift. At least give us free water. Like, if you're gonna have if any of your employees work over 12-hour shifts, bro, I feel like they should definitely give you free water. I feel like they should definitely give you food. At least let you take like a good hour break. Because you do gotta pee. I'm pretty sure you working a 16-hour shift, I know damn straight you're gonna have to pee more than twice. Especially if you drinking water. And ain't nobody gonna go 15 hours without drinking water. You feel me? So that is true. It says this job is for people who are single or retired. Bro, that is true. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think y'all working at Ally is for people that's single or retired. Like, honestly, if you got more than one job, you definitely should not work at Ally. If you have kids, I feel like you definitely should not work at Ally. Because, like I said, most of the time, you will not have somebody come relieve you on time. So if you gotta go pick up your child, if you gotta go do something important, you should not depend on Ally for that shit. I definitely feel like it is for people that's single, because most of the people that I met while working at Ally were single. I only met one coworker. He was a man. He was an old man. He was about 50. I met one coworker who was married and he had 2 kids, and that's it. Other than that, most of them people that worked there did not have kids. So I definitely do feel like Ally is for single people, or people that's loners. You know, if you don't really got a life, if you don't really got friends like that, definitely work for Ally. And it's not me talking shit. I'm saying this as in, like, they will have you working a lot of hours. So if you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you definitely will be getting your hours in and making that money. Don't get shit twisted, dog. Don't get shit twisted. So please have time management and communication skills. Always remember, you are in a customer service business. That's crazy. All right, y'all, I'm about to get off work, so let's get through these reviews fast as fuck. Okay. Cool company, just be ready to look and observe. No, bro. Somebody like, it's okay, but they tend to hire senior citizens a lot. Nothing. Not a diverse company. Seems that unless you enjoy sleeping, smoking blunts, or sit around and make fun of anybody who tries to work, then you don't belong here. What? Great hours. Horrible management. I love the pay.